Second race in the round of 12 brings us to the high banks of Talladega. It's high speed with high risk, but also big rewards if you can stay out of trouble and finish up front. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Eliza Bethel, and we're solo tonight, but we're gonna have a fun time. We have a great race in store, and we're already headed to qualifying. It's Talladega. It's fast. These guys are doing solo qualifying, though. So we'll see what they can do in the seat by themselves. It's going to be about 50-second lap times once we hit the race. We'll see what they do solo. Already, we do have Brody Falliker out there. Forrest Smith in the 81. Josh Taylor, he's in the number 2. Philip Bridgman. Tom Flitcroft. Matt Gale. A lot of drivers out here. There is a specific way to drive, to qualify for super speedways. You really want to travel up top. Make sure that you get all the speed that you can. And when you decide that you're going to make your fast lap, you have to hug that bottom. Let the car veer out a little bit on the exits to keep that momentum and the speed. And then you're going to bring it back in for turns 3 and 4. Keep it down low when you go through the tri-oval, and that will get you a fast time. We'll see what these guys do. But man, oh man, I'm excited to see what they can accomplish tonight. We're going to have to talk about stages, points, and playoffs. It's crazy. Next week, we're headed to the Charlotte Roval. So we go from Super Speedway to Roval. It's going to be a wild time. Chloe, yes, thank you so much. 10 months out here that you are subbed. Absolutely incredible. I appreciate it so, so much. All right, let's see if we have any times on the board. Brendan Book, he is out there. Brody Falliker, we should be getting times on the board pretty quickly here. Let's see what happens. Snow, I'm happy you're back home too. Yes. All right, we have Josh Taylor already on the board with a 55-25. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, 55-11. Bridgman is going to bring a 54-72. Matt Gale is going to bring a 54-69. You can see the guys lit up and blue. They are going to be our playoff drivers. They also have the spoiler, the light blue spoiler. You can see it on Josh Taylor out here. That signifies that they are indeed a playoff driver. And you know that this is what gets tricky tonight. You have these guys that really have to watch what they're going to do. They're playoff drivers. They want to succeed. They have to do well. Every point matters. We talk about it out here. So, you know, it's easy to get involved in some crazy shenanigans in super speedways. So these guys are going to have to watch how they draft. They're going to have to watch their water temperature. Some of these guys will overheat. They're going to be in a line. It's going to create a lot of these guys trying to get out of the draft to make sure that they don't overheat it. So far, Brody Falliker, a 54-23, tied with Josh Taylor. 54-23. We have Tom Flitcroft. He's got a 54-24. Here we go. Jordan McGraw is 5th on the board. Steven Maggio, he's going up on the board fastest, 54-19. He's tied with Justin Anasagak. Absolutely insane. Evan, how are you? I hope you're doing well out there. Oh man, these times are so incredibly close. No surprise, it is a super speedway. If you don't hold a good line, you will lose a lot of time, but most of these guys, they've had enough practice. They know what they're doing. Tires will not be an issue as much tonight, but taking care of that car will be huge. Absolutely huge. Who knows? Frozen, the Talladega curse lurks around the corner. It will throw the big one at us. I'll tell you what, these guys have been testing the boundaries during practice, and we've had a few big ones out there. Hopefully, that's all we see. You see Brennan Book, one of the playoff drivers. He is going to be on the board in 5th. Hunter Johnson in 2nd, and we're going to go straight to warm-up. So lone qualifying is over. Steven Maggio, he does take pole. Hunter Johnson will be on the front row. While we're out here, we got to talk about it. Track analysis for Talladega here. 71 laps. It seems like a short race, but remember, it's just around 50-second lap times out here. No fast repairs. Our stages are going to be short for the first two. 10 laps for the first stage, 10 laps for the second, 51 laps for the final stage. And we're going to have 3 tire sets. I don't see a lot of guys going to be using those, but we'll see what happens. Savage, thank you so much for the sub. 25 months. Absolutely incredible. You guys are all amazing. Just absolutely incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Points, we got to take a look at this. Justin Anasagak, he is out there in the lead. But before, I want to get down to 13th here. We're going to have Jose Ruiz. 13th. We'll get to the playoff drivers next, see what's going on with them. But in 13th, we're going to have Jose Ruiz, Jordan McGraw. These two are teammates for FTR. Jordan has 293. We also have John Honeycutt in 15th. So these guys are going to be incredibly close. Wisdom out there, 279. Andrew Sanford, 276. So still a lot of points battle. They may not be in the playoffs, but they can still go for position. And it all matters. You want to try to get as best as you can here. Here's the biggest story, though, as we are in the round of 12 for playoffs. Justin Anasagak, he leads out here. 47 points to the good. Brody Falliker in 2nd with 43 points above the cutoff. Brennan Book in 3rd. Jimmy Cocker in 4th. Francis Hamilton, he is 12 points to the good. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer in 6th. Tom Flitcroft made up a lot of spots, and he puts himself in 7th. Luke Allen in 8th, and Micah out here, he does find himself under the cutoff. -2 points after last week's race at Kansas. Not where he wants to be, but tonight he's going to have to make something happen here. Josh Taylor in that number 2, he is 11 points below the cutoff. Matthew Gale, 13 points below, and Joseph Berg, it's going to be 15 points below the cutoff. We do have one last race left in the round of 12, and that will be Charlotte next week. And that is the Roval, not the Oval. All right, let's see what these guys can do out here in practice. Give you a little glimpse here. Let me know who you're rooting for. Kansas. Chloe asks, who won? Tristan Health, his first race of the season. He was planning to race with us the entire season. Unfortunately, works nights, had an off night, and he came out and won Kansas. How about that? But take a look at these guys. You're going to see that they are going to use the air bubble a lot to push each other. You can give a nice center bump for these cars, but to constantly push, you're just asking for absolute carnage. These cars have changed their damage model, how they react to the draft. So these drivers will have to watch that tonight.
For 2 months.
Big Papa Bear, thank you so much for the sub. 2 months. Thank you, thank you. He is out there in that 71 machine. Let's see if we can go find him. He's not on track. So unfortunate. We'll take a look at him later on, but he is racing tonight. Mike Papa Bear Campbell. How about that? He's been doing amazing things for the community with North Carolina, who has been just devastated by the hurricanes. He's been driving supplies out there. He's got his own league. He's had it for years and years, does an amazing job with it. So just a huge shout out. He's such a great guy. All right, you see what these guys are doing out here. Let's go take a look at Joseph Turley. Oh, carnage right there. The 9 gets together. Luckily, you guys, this is just warm up. Just warm up. These guys are getting ready. Last week, almost a 3-hour race at Kansas, riddled with cautions. Nobody wanted to see it. But yeah, it was just brutal conditions, and I think that just a lot was going on. But here we go. We're going to get ready to bring out the grid here tonight at Talladega for 71 laps. Let's get this party started. Steven Maggio out here in the 51 machine. He is going to start pole. We're going to have Hunter Johnson in that front row here with Steven Maggio. Row 2, we're going to have Justin Inisagak. He is in that 4 machine with John Honeycutt to his outside. Row 3 is going to have Brendan Book alongside Brody Falliker. Row 4 is going to have Joseph Turley in the 97 car with Josh Taylor in the 2 machine. Row 5 will see Tom Flitcroft in the 8 car with Jordan McGraw in the 34. And row 6 is going to be Jose Ruiz with Philip Bridgman to his outside. And then we're going to have in P13 is going to be Matthew Gale in the 67 with Jonathan Jurgensmeyer to his outside. Jacob Palmer in P15 with Micah Allard in the 61 car sitting P16. Forrest Smith sitting 17th with Joe Berg in 18th. Mike Campbell Jr., we just talked about him. He just gave a sub out here. He is P19 in that 71 car with Luke Allen to his outside in the 7. 21st, we're going to have Dylan C. Robb in the 16 with PJ O'Leary in the 33. Matthew Upliger in P23 with Francis Hamilton sitting 24th. And in 25th, we're going to have Jimmy Cocker, surprising. I'm kind of curious if he chose not to qualify. He's out there in that 11 car with Andrew Sanford to his outside in the 37. Connor Cunningham in 27th with Kevin Dallator in 28th. And you guys, that is going to be the grid here. 28 drivers at Talladega. It's going to be a fun one. You said it, Chloe. Let's get this party started. Steven Maggio going to lead the field here as we get ready to go green for 71 laps. Hunter Johnson going to be beside him. And let's hope the pace car does not wreck into any barrels or walls tonight. How about that? You hate to see it. There they go, making their way into turn 3 and 4. Getting ready to line up. All right, guys, let me know who you think. We're coming out of turn 4. These guys are getting ready to go green. warming up those tires. They're not going to have an issue with these tires taking a while to warm up. Once we hit these speeds, they're going to go crazy. Yeah, let's hope, Maddie, right? Steven Maggio on that front row. He's going to lead the field. It will go on green, and then after that, it will go on the first position. Hunter Johnson getting ready right there on his outside. Here we go. Green flag at Talladega. 71 laps underway. Let's get it done here. Side by side all the way through. Somebody's already making a third line, and he is trying to go to the back of the pack. Does not want to be involved in anything. Repeat, I see you out there. Happy Veterans Day. Absolutely. Happy Veterans Day to you too, Repeat. Look at these guys side by side all the way through. Hunter Johnson just a little bit of a nose out. He's going to have Honeycutt, these guys in a chat, working together, trying to do all that they can. But remember, you want to use that air. We have that 4-car all over Steven Maggio. They are really making that bottom line work. And these guys in the back of the pack kind of falling back here. A single file line. They're going to have to work together. They are just wanting to stay out of trouble for now. What they cannot do is lose the draft. You see a couple of playoff drivers with the blue name banners and spoilers, you name it. These guys are going to have to hang in there and make sure that they do not lose the draft. Let's go back out front. Still side by side. These guys are going to be close. Remember, only 10 laps for stage 1. Will they be able to survive it? Let's see. Snow, I'm with you. When he hit it, I was like, really? Wow. Oh, Honeycutt getting loose. That is going to shove Brody Falliker into the wall, and he has not had a lot of luck lately. Still green, though. These guys managed somehow to save it. Trying to get back in line. Let's go to Brody Falliker, see where he is. See if he's got any damage out there, as he is still falling back. He's got some rear end damage. I don't see any front damage, so he should be okay in that regard. Breaking up that line that was once too wide up front. These guys are single file. John Honeycutt, who got loose in that last incident, tries to take it to the outside. We have the 30 Hunter Johnson going to go in front of him, but Josh Taylor, he tries to make 3 lines. Unfortunately, no one goes with him. He is going to fall back and have to get back in line behind that second middle line. Let's go in behind Steven Maggio here. You guys, crazy race, right? It's Talladega. It's fast. It's crazy. There's no room for error. You make a mistake, and as you can tell already, everyone's going to pay. Lap 4 of 71. Once we hit the end of lap 10, it will be stage 1 finish. Our top 10 drivers will receive bonus points. Brody Falliker is already in pit lane trying to repair that damage. So unfortunate. He's had a couple of tough races out here. Not what you want to see, but let's take it back to these guys. See how we're doing out here. On board with Micah, he has lost quite a few spots since from last week's race at Kansas. He sits 9th in the standings. Brody Falliker is 2nd in the standings. Even with some tough races, he's still 2nd. Just goes to show you what kind of driver he is and his comebacks. 3 wide. That's going to be Jose Ruiz. Let's see if we can get a look at him up here. He needs to find a place in line if he's not going to lose a lot of spots. He's got Micah right there. Gets right in front of Jacob Palmer. 93 to his inside. That's going to be Joe Berg. Back out front, 2 wide. These guys going for everything they can. The 51 gets a little loose. I don't know if that was from contact from Justin Anasagak in that 4 machine, but they are still moving. A lot of movement from these drivers. On board with Hunter Johnson. Got a little bit of a nose out from a helpful push from Honeycutt, but man, oh man, this is where you got to be careful. Going into those corners is extremely difficult to push and not wreck. Fire on the Jersey-New York border. Want to know how many acres that burned so far. I'm afraid to know, Snow. That's just so awful. Third line going up here. You can see FIWB, the 48, the 11. That's going to be Francis Hamilton and Jimmy Cocker. They were trying to make it work. The 3, Connor Cunningham up there completely by himself. He's going to fall back, but take a look at this FIWB team. All in the same paint scheme. You can't mistake them. Letting everybody know who's working together, what team they are on. Teamwork is going to be the story tonight. Some teams teaming up together, making sure they can work together and do what they need to do. Strategy is oh so important here. 5,000 acres. That is absolutely heartbreaking. So sorry to hear that. Coming up to lap 9 of 71. Brody Falliker is a lap down. He's going to have to stay out when the stage caution comes out. Get that lap back. Fortunately, it's a long race. He's got plenty of time to make something happen. I like his strategy of getting it done now. That way he can get back to where he needs to go. Take a look at that track map. You can see Brody Falliker on the 28th position. Heading into turn 3, we have the leaders coming up, but we are heading to lap 10, so he should be okay. It's going to be close. '51 with a nice little lead out there. He's got Justin helping him. Justin is so strong. Oh, very, very close. Justin gonna take it to the outside of Hunter Johnson directly in front of him. Little afraid that he wasn't gonna be able to make that, but lap 10, here we go. We're gonna finish this out and then bring the caution. Justin moves back down low. Gonna take that lead. Hunter Johnson leads that top side once again. You can see that Brody Falliker right there, 3 wide as they are coming down the backstretch. A little spread out, but off and running, no doubt. This will be the finish of stage 1. Steven Maggio will have a little bit of a lead. I'm not sure if the 4-car takes the lead over. He is going to, no, it's going to switch. Let's see what happens here. 51-30 side by side.
Oh,
it is going to be Steven Maggio. He takes that stage win. Hunter Johnson in second. So incredibly close. Top 10 gets those bonus points. Great job to these guys. Remember, tires are not going to matter as much. Fuel-wise, you can get around 38 laps or so. See some of these guys take lefts. Some take no tires. No matter what, I think we might see a few take fuel. They go around. Brody Falliker, no doubt, will Unless he's got more damage. Yeah, he still has some damage out there, but we'll see. He might stay out and decide that he wants to get his lap back. He wants to be in this race, no doubt. I'm assuming these guys are waiting for the pace car. There he goes, right around. Pace car taking his sweet time, right? Let me know what you guys think of stage 1. Pretty clean, I gotta say. We'll see what these guys do. Will they come down pit lane? Here we go. A few decide to make their way on in. Steven Maggio stay out. Brennan Book stays out. Justin Anasagak, he stays out. Jordan McGraw stays out. Hunter Johnson goes in. John Honeycutt, Joseph Turley, Tom Flitcroft, Joe Berg. Quite a few in pit lane here. Steven Maggio, our pole sitter for the day. He'll be leading us back to green as we are on lap 12 of 71. Brody Falliker going around trying to get his lap back here. Still a little bit of damage, but I have all the hope in the world. I mean, he's just absolutely talented no matter what track you take him to. He'll be on his way back through the field, no doubt. All right, let's go ahead and get Josh Taylor in here and see how his race is going so far. Josh, it's Eliza in the booth. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. All right, we see you out there. You've gained 2 spots so far. How's the car feeling? How's that draft treating you guys?
It's pretty good. I feel like everybody's out here pretty racy. I don't know what happened at the start there, but I kind of got into Brody a little bit. I'm not sure if it was my fault or not, but everybody just kind of slowed up there, so I feel bad for him. Hopefully his race isn't over, but hopefully we can get some more points. I know we kind of had an unlucky day last week. We're back in the points, so hopefully we can, get a couple points and maybe we'll be in this thing.
Absolutely. Well, I wish you a ton of luck. You're looking really solid out there, and hopefully tonight gives you tons of points.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
All right. There you heard it from Josh Taylor in that 2 car. He's had a great race, up 2 spots from where he started, staying out of trouble. You heard he made some contact with Brody Falliker. No way that was his fault. We saw John Honeycutt get loose there. Somehow everyone saved it. I don't know how they did, but somehow they did. Bella neighed to me. Oh, that's so sweet. Hi back. Give her a hug. Lap 13 of 71. We should go green this time around. Brody Falliker still trying to make his way back. Matthew Opliger making his way onto the track. Brody is really going to have to try to make his way back as quickly as he can. He's got plenty of time. This is where he's going to have to make sure to try to keep that machine clean. No doing of his own for sure. But it's tough out here. Talladega, it's just high risk, high reward. But man, oh man. In the middle of the pack is the scariest place to be. No doubt. Let me know, you guys, who you think is going to win. We've had quite a few new winners. Tristan Helf, Justin Anasagak, Micah's won a few, Brendan, Jimmy Cocker, Brody Falliker, Brian McCann, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. We've had several different winners out here, which is so awesome to see. I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, we're going to be coming out of 4 here, getting ready to go back to green. The lights on the pace car are out. Coming to lap 14, we're going to go green on Steven Maggio, our pole sitter for the night. Here we go. 51 can go whenever he so chooses. The 5 of Brennan Book will have to be absolutely on it. He's in the restart zone, goes. Here they go once again. Steven with a great start there. A little switching of position. Brennan Book sneaks right underneath and behind of Steven Maggio. That's going to bring Jordan McGraw holding out that top side. About a 3-car lead for Steven Maggio, but Jordan McGraw getting a huge push. You can see Josh Taylor all over that back bumper, trying to push him up there, trying to use that momentum. They will have to use a little bit of that air bubble just to push them. Pushing too much can get these guys extremely loose. We saw it in practice. Very sticky situation, but these guys are still off and running, and you can see the top 5 guys or so. They are absolutely on top of each other. The back of this field, however, starting to fall apart, and they cannot lose that draft. You can see the 92, Kevin Dalator leading this group. Not what you want to see, but man, someone is blinking out there. It's going to be Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Not what you want to see for him. Another playoff driver. So incredibly strong out here, but you got to make sure you stay with the pack. 51 and the 34. That 34, just huge momentum on the outside. That's going to be Jordan McGraw here. Josh Taylor pushing him. You see Luke Allen in that 7 machine. Hunter Johnson tries to take a breath out into the 3rd lane. I don't know if that's to cool his car off or maybe he was getting a little loose. Either way, these guys are still moving. Let's go on board with Mike Papa Bear Campbell. You see him right here sitting P12. All these guys so close together. Just imagine how tight this is. You found Bella abandoned on the side of the train line, tied to the tracks, and you rescued her. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's so crazy. So sweet. She is definitely thankful for that. Oh, trouble! Jordan McGraw, hard hit for him. Let's see if we can find out what exactly happened.
Did you happen to get a look at your temps when you're on track, right after that caution fell?
Let's go back and see if we can't find out. Oh, the 33 moves down. Huge contact. See if we can find out who that 33 is. That's going to be PJ O'Leary. Replay that once again. Rewind that just a little bit. I want to see if there was any contact, what was going on here. I don't know if Hunter Johnson, maybe a little bit of contact, getting his car upset. But man, huge pile up here. The 4 involved, the 8, the 30. Jordan McGraw, a lot of damage for him. The 9. An FIWB driver. 50 machine. Definitely a huge wreck. Hunter Johnson already in pit lane. We're going to have Micah. He is a man. Micah just absolutely destroyed. Not sure what kind of damage, how long that will take to repair, but man, oh man. Tough race for him last week, and he fell simply because of last week's finish for him. Steven Maggio, absolutely no damage for him, so he's looking good out there, but yeah. Huge wreck for these drivers. Lap 18 of 71. Micah fell 6 spots in the standings after last week's race. John Honeycutt in pit lane, Hunter Johnson, Micah. A lot of our top drivers making their way in now. Trying to find Jordan McGraw. Yeah, he's making his way in. I cannot believe that he stayed out, but here he goes. Making his way finally in. Hunter Johnson, a lot of damage in that 30 machine. You see him right behind Steven Maggio in that 51 car. Don Honeycutt on his way out. PJ O'Leary, just a ton of damage for him. Man, so unfortunate. Hey, it's Talladega Racing Super Speedway. It's fast. It's treacherous. It's exciting. But man, can it be scary. Joe Berg out here sitting P1, 17 spots gained. Josh Taylor, we just spoke to him on the last break. He is sitting P2, gaining 6 spots from where he started. Mike Papa Bear Campbell. In that 71 car, he's gained 16 spots, sitting P3. Steven Maggio, we saw him as the leader. He comes out of pit road. It looks like he's going to be 4th. Brennan Book 5th. Matthew Gale, that Cookie Monster machine, sitting 6th. Jose Ruiz sitting 7th. His car looks pretty safe. So does Matthews. Connor Cunningham, we saw him involved earlier. Had a nice save. Sitting P8th. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer sitting in 9th. And Jacob Palmer going to round out the top 10 here. Forrest Smith, it looks like... I was going to say it looked like he might have some damage, but no, he might be okay. Sitting at 11th, Philip Bridgman in 12th. Let's go back to Philip there. Oh, he looks okay. Kevin Dallator, he's sitting in 13th. Andrew Sanford in 14th. Luke Allen in 15th. Joseph Turley in 16th. Dylan C. Robb in 17th. Matthew Opliger 18th. And we have a lot of guys going back down pit lane again. Very interesting. I don't know if these guys are just topping out on fuel. You can only get around 38 laps, so they will have to come in again, but it is a lap 20 of 71, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is going to be the second stage. So that will be the end of stage 2 then. See Joe Berg, Josh Taylor side by side currently. Steven Maggio be P4. Mike Papa Bear Campbell in 3rd. So nice starting for positions for these guys. Justin Anasagak still sitting in pit lane. He's got some damage. Man, I don't even know when Hunter Johnson is going to be able to make his way out, or Micah. These guys just completely riddled with damage out here. Coming up to lap 21 of 71. The end of stage 2 here. Let me know what you guys think so far. Do you have a choice for the winner? Are we going to have the new one? Will we have a repeat winner? Lights are out, though, on the pace car. Still some drivers in pit lane. But we will be going back to green here. Joe Berg in that 93. Getting ready to start lead the field back. Josh Taylor to the outside. So unfortunate to see for these guys that are still on pit lane, but the race must go on. Joe Berg with a nice start. Josh Taylor not too far behind, and Joe Berg, he's going to bring it up to the high side. You can see those playoff drivers in that blue. Joe Berg being one of them. Josh Taylor, another. The 51 and the 71, not a playoff driver. Matthew Gale, another one. We are definitely back underway. Let's take a look to see what this pack looks like. Several drivers still in pit lane. On board with Josh Taylor. He's currently in the lead, but it looks like Joe Berg gonna take over that lead just side by side for it. Coming around the tri-oval, 71 gonna push Joe Berg. The 51 gonna push Josh Taylor. Tom Flitcroft, PJ O'Leary, Hunter Johnson, and Micah still in pit lane. Two drivers from C Motorsport. And also two part-time drivers, PJ and Hunter Johnson. Field starting to spread out a little bit. We are all I can't talk, you guys. We're in stage 3. Let's word it like that. Stage 3. Just under 50 laps to go. Not sure Joe Berg gonna go in. Not sure what happened with him. Words are hard, especially for me, apparently. Kind of curious why Joe is going in. Ah, man. Josh Taylor going to lead the field here. Getting a huge push from that 51 car. That's going to be Steven Maggio. Brendan Book going to be in third on that high side. Mike Papa Bear Campbell, he is leading that inside line with Jose directly behind him. And we're going to have a couple of guys take it down low. That's going to be Steven Maggio, Brendan Book. Josh Taylor left to the outside. Not a lot of help on that outside. Hunter Johnson, you can see the lap down car making his way out on track. All fixed up. See what we can view here. On board with Steven Maggio, Mike Campbell making his way up to the bumper. You have to hit it so incredibly gently. Directly in the center, you can see already just how much Steven's car just got a little wobbly. Snow, I don't think the drivers are going to want that curse to happen. I could be wrong. It's tough out there. Let's go on board with Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. He's taking it easy. You can see the spacing he's leaving between him and that car directly in front of him. It's going to be Luke Allen in the 7 machine. Take a look at that banking, though. 33 degrees of banking. Absolutely incredible. Gonna have to take it easy here. He wants to stay out of trouble. A great strategy. You'll talk to a lot of people that race on super speedways. They want to hang just off the rear of the front field. The reason they do that is in case somebody gets loose, they start wrecking, you have time to react. You can take it low, you can take it high. You can try to avoid most of that mess. Front of the field here, Josh Taylor leading still. Matthew Gale, he's going to be on the outside leading that Inside line is very, very strong here. These drivers seem to be more comfortable down there than they are in the middle or the high line. It is the playoffs. I'll tell you what, we had several big ones happen last week at Kansas. I feel like we've already had a big one here tonight at Talladega. Lap 26 of 71 already in stage 3. 20 bonus points have been handed out tonight to our top 10 drivers for stage 1 and stage 2. 2 playoff drivers sitting still in pit lane, Thomas Flitcroft and Micah. Jordan McGraw, you can see he's in pit lane also, still trying to repair that damage. Tom Flitcroft, PJ O'Leary, and Micah. Back up here with our leaders. Remember those guys in the light blue? They are the playoff drivers. You're going to see a lot of these guys using that air to push these guys up. And you will see them peek out. If they are so incredibly close, they will have to take their car and take a peek to the outside just to cool off their temperature. Bringing on board Brennan Book. He's taking a look at that Cookie Monster right there. That is a difficult place to be. You can see he's right on the right-hand side. He's got to back off a little bit. Easy to hook the drivers. I call it the cheese grater. You do not want to be a cheese grater back and forth on the bumper. You will absolutely lose it. Has to be a nice, even, soft hit for these cars. Holding it pretty well together, but you might ask, it's only lap 29 of 71. How in the world can they hold on to it? And we already have some drivers falling back. Forrest Smith in the 81. Saved it. Still under the apron. He's going to have to make his way back up, but you can see up here, Luke Allen getting pushed. Francis Hamilton behind pushing. These guys have to catch that draft. They absolutely have to. If there is not going to be a yellow, this will take them out of the contention for a win or a top 5. These guys sitting P12 and 13th. It's going to be a tough road to make it on back. Jimmy Cocker out here 16th, another playoff driver. Getting pushed by Forrest Smith. Brody Falacru had a really hard hit for our first caution. He's on the outside getting pushed by Kevin Dallatore in that 92. Tough road ahead, as you see on the track map. They are a little bit behind. A new leader out here is going to be Brennan Book, up 4 spots from where he started. 51, Steve Maggio pushing him. John Honeycutt going to be to the outside, leading that outside line. Josh Taylor pushing him. The ads, I know. Crazy. A lot of movement, you guys. Take a look at this. 3 lines, you can see Luke Allen. Philip Bridgman was in the center of that. They have since gone down to 2 lanes. Coming up here on some lap drivers. Man, Jordan McGraw, I do believe that is him. No rear bumper for him. Stays on the high side. Hopefully he can make his way down and hold on to that draft. Tom Flitcroft already down 12 laps. Micah down 12 laps. Tough night for some of these drivers. A lot on the line as we are in playoffs. Jordan McGraw down 4 laps. Hunter Johnson down 5. 93, Joe Berg. I would still love to know what happened to him. He's down a lap here. Must have been a speeding penalty. I'm not quite sure. Brennan Book still leading that bottom line. John Honeycutt looks to be a little loose. Trying to get a little bit of side draft off that bottom line there. On board, John Honeycutt. You can see that 71 machine of Mike Papa Bear Campbell below. I love the confidence of Mike Papa Bear Campbell bringing in as he comes into the race tonight. He's confident. He's great at super speedways. And the meme that he put in there in the chat, I love it. What is absolutely amazing, you can race this tight with each other on super speedways. And as long as you are aware of who is around you and how hard you're pushing, you can run like this for laps and laps. It is absolutely exhausting because you have to be on it 24/7 with this. There's no making a mistake. If you do, you're done. I don't know how they do it. How are you going to do this for another, just under 40 laps? Pretty incredible. You can see some of these guys kind of veering left and right. Coming out of those corners, these guys are definitely trying to feel where their car's going to go. All you can see is the rear end of the car in front of you. It's kind of hard to tell where you are going to be. Bring it back here, Jose Ruiz. You see he's leaving a little bit of space. That is to make sure his temperatures are cool. You cannot push the pusher. So he's staying off Mike Papa Bear Campbell and directly in front of him. And he's making sure he's staying out of trouble. Two leaders, Brennan Book, John Honeycutt. Lean the low line and the high side. Book is a playoff driver. Josh Taylor, a playoff driver, as he sits P5. On board with Josh Taylor, all you can see is the Sunbelt Rentals directly in front. Very close call with the 51. Steven trying to move it up high. No room to go. Josh Taylor just has to trust that he knows where John Honeycutt is going to go, and he's got to follow him there. Going to try to side draft a little bit. It's good to side draft, and once you come out of the exit, you want to kind of take it up a little high. You don't want to have that side draft on the backstretch. I find that you get more of a run. There you go. Bring it up high. You get a little bit of momentum and a nice run coming off into the backstretch. Then you do it all over again, go into 3 and 4. You gotta love super speedways. Absolutely intense, insane, and a lot of fun. That is if you survive it, right? You can see these guys wiggling just a little bit. Let's take it to the top 10 here. John Honeycutt, he is going to be your current leader, and that could switch at any time as they are still side by side. Brendan Book takes over that lead. Steven Maggio in third. 3 lanes. Oh! Hunter Johnson goes right in front of the lap car. That's going to be 8 of Tom Flitcroft. A lot of switching up here. Mike Papa Bear Campbell in that 71 car. I'm scared to take it off these guys, man, because they're getting a little, you would think it was the final 5 laps. Jose Ruiz in 7th. Justin Anasagot, 5th. Jacob Palmer in 7th. Jose Ruiz in 8th. Connor Cunningham in 9th. Up 17 spots. How about that? Philip Bridgman out there in the top 10 also. Matthew Gale, 11th, sitting in that 67 Cookie Monster machine. Luke Allen in 12th. Francis Hamilton, 13th. And leading the next pack is going to be Forrest Smith in the 81. Ah, man, this is crazy. Kind of a big deal. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Let me know if you're rooting somebody on. I got to know. Who is this going down to the inside? I want to say that was Forrest Smith. Makes his way back out on the track here. These packs are very well separated. Chloe, I see you out there. Absolutely. Jonathan Jergensmeyer. I don't know what's going on with him tonight. Back here in 20th. Tough night for him. Jimmy Cocker in 18th. Andrew Sanford, 17th. These guys switching position. Joseph Turley in 16th. Matthew Opliger in 15th. Kevin Dallator in 14th. And then we're going to go all the way back up to 21st. Dylan C. Robb, 21st. Brody Falker. Tough start for him, but he's not out of it yet. But, man, these guys need another caution. They're going to make their way back up here. That caution has to happen. Joe Berg, 23rd. Hunter Johnson, a lap down. He's going to be up here in this front pack. Jordan McGraw, unfortunately, not around anybody. And if you've done a super speedway race out there by yourself, that is no fun. Micah Allard in 26th, Tom Flitcroft 27th, and PJ O'Leary 28th. All right, here we go. Back up to the front is going to be Josh Taylor, John Honeycutt. Josh Taylor out with a little bit of a lead. John Honeycutt being pushed by Brennan Book in that 5 car. Steven Maggio going to push that 5 machine with the air, trying to get these guys the momentum to make it up into the lead. Josh Taylor on the outside, getting a nice push from Justin Anisagak. These guys have raced together quite a bit. Know each other well. Hunter Johnson not on the lead lap, but here he is in that 30 car. He's going to be pushing these guys on the outside. Mike Papa Bear Campbell, P7. I know he was excited to be in here tonight. 3 wide is going to be Jose Ruiz. We're going to have Jacob Palmer in the middle. Hunter Cunningham on the inside. Jose Ruiz going to fall back a little bit. He's going to have to try to get back in line. He's being pushed by Philip Bridgman, though. We'll see what happens with these guys. On board with Philip Bridgman. Even that, I would even call that a hard hit, you guys. But even that little bit of a hit absolutely upsets the car, especially around a corner. You can see sporting that Shake and Bake logo right there. Yellow and red. Let's go. Philip Bridgman sits 10th currently, up 2 spots from where he started. Lap 42 of 71. Anything can happen. Francis Hamilton is going to be the last one in this front pack. That's going to be the top 13 drivers in a couple of lap cars. Kevin Dallator leads this second pack out here. Nice single file line. That's what they got to do. You have to run it single file. You make 2 lanes and you're not going to go anywhere. You know, some of these cars is kind of interesting because, you know, you have up to 8 cars for super speedway racing and you can make a great run. If you have any more than that, it's going to really slow you down. I don't know if that's the way it is now, but I remember last year that was the case. 4 to 5 would be the best. these drivers seem to be doing just fine. The second pack slowly fading off, and unfortunately, I do believe the 25th is going to be Jordan McGraw out here by himself. Just so unfortunate. You know, that is a kind of a boring ride out there by yourself. Let's go cockpit view. That's what you get to look at. Deserted island out there for Jordan McGraw, involved in an earlier caution. A ton of damage for him. And unfortunately, we came out unable to hang with the field there. Your top guys right here, the top 13 drivers. Making their way down into the tri-oval. A lot of movement in there. Jacob Palmer going from the low side to the middle line here. David, how are you? I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know, who do you think is going to win? We've had so many different leaders. John Honeycutt, our current leader. Josh Taylor on the outside, and he takes over that lead just by a nose. Justin, still a little bit of damage on that door right there you see on the 4 car. Nothing to be worried about, though. Should not affect him in the slightest if it's just some scratch. These guys having a clean race. Next week is going to be the Charlotte Roval. The complete opposite, I want to say. We're going from a super speedway to a road course. We're going to have to watch out turn 1 at next week. A pretty drastic left-hander, and if you watch the race in real life when they first went there, a lot of drivers missed that corner, went straight into the wall. And I do believe that is the race that, you know, my driver, Chase Elliott, wrecked into the wall and then came back to win it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be. David, I hope that's going well. How are you feeling? I remember last time, I think you said you lost 3 pounds. That's awesome. Josh Taylor still out there. No one making a third lane, and I'm with you. I do not want a third line just yet. It's too early, but we do have 25 laps to go. I think the aggressiveness is only going to pick up, but fortunately, a few playoff drivers just having a tough race out here. 4 out of 5 of our top 5 are playoff drivers. John Honeycutt, not included, unfortunately, just missed out on the round of 12. Our next playoff driver is going to be Matthew Gale, sitting P11. Luke Allen in 12th. Francis Hamilton 13th. And that's going to be the last of this front pack here. Our next playoff driver is going to be Jimmy Cocker, sitting P17. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer in that 00. Brody Falliker sitting 22nd. You can see how far they're falling back. They're just going into 2, while our front pack is heading into 3 and 4. Coming up to 23 to go. These guys having a heck of a race. You can see that middle line getting really low, trying to side draft there. Low line trying to bring it up a little bit. 6 more pounds. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Way to go, man. 10 pounds total. All right, that's awesome. You got this. I believe in you. Looks like Jordan McGraw is going to have the leaders directly behind him. Let's go on board with Josh Taylor. Roy McGraw, no doubt, saying, I'm just going to hang out on the high side. We'll see as these guys make their way around. Plenty of room. I mean, you can go 4 wide here. I've done it. I've been there. It can be a little sketchy, but it's doable. All right, I'm not seeing a lot of this in chat. We have 22 to go. Who is winning? Is it going to be John Honeycutt getting his first win of the season? Wait, let me make sure that's his first win of the season. Yeah, that would be that'd be his first win. Would it be Josh Taylor? His first win of the season. Brendan Book, who he actually won a race at Auto Club earlier in the season. Justin Anasigak, he won 2 weeks ago at Darlington. This is a race anything can happen at. It's Talladega. Even on the final lap, chaos can break out. It is not looking good, though, for our second pack. Kevin Dallator leading this pack out here, but a couple of FIWB drivers, Dart Motorsport drivers. They need that caution. Something has to happen. But remember, if a caution does come out and you are found at fault for it, you will receive a penalty. The first one will be an EOL. The second one, a drive-through. Third one, I believe you might be sat out. 21 laps to go. Who's gonna win it? I know. Maddie rooting for FTR driver John Honeycutt. I like it. I know he would love it. He knows what he's doing out there in these cars. He's got Brennan Book pushing him, and you can see these guys are nose to tail all the way through. Steven Maggio behind Brendan Book. Mike Papa Bear Campbell behind Steven Maggio. And Connor Cunningham. And you got Matthew Gale behind him. Jose Ruiz. Jacob Palmer. These guys just absolutely stacked. 19 laps to go. That bottom line. A long, long train. The high side, not a lot. It's been the same story all night long. Still somehow making it work. That just goes to show you what we talked about earlier. You really, I know other cars, you really only need about 4 to 5 cars to make it run really well. 8 is about the max, and then after that, it can get a little sketchy. It might cost yourself some time. Hunter Johnson taking a look, making a third line. I'm not sure if he's doing that. He doesn't want to be involved in the final few laps, considering he is at least... See, he's minus 5 laps here. John Honeycutt looked to be getting quite loose down there in that low line, getting pushed by Brendan Book. You have to be so incredibly gentle with this. And that high side, you can see Josh Taylor in that 2 machine. Yeah, you can see him getting really loose. Josh Taylor in that high side, they can get a really nice run and some momentum. Take a look, though. We're going to have to watch who will take it when we hit the start-finish line. That high side, they can get some nice runs. They can make it work. We're coming around the tri-oval, and that's what I'm talking about. That high side usually can beat you out. Getting very, very close. Josh Taylor going to take it down to that bottom line. Justin Anasigak is going to be left by himself with Philip Bridgman in that 9 machine. That's 2 cars on the outside. Tom Flitcroft, he is too far behind to help them out at this moment. Tom Flitty. Ah, man. Tom Flitcroft. He is down. He's 26, down 17 spots from where he started. He loves the super speedways. I'm not so sure he's loving tonight, though. At a high side. I don't know how they're making it work. Beautiful, beautiful run out there. They're going to have some help catching up very, very quickly, though. That's what they want to see. Got some backup. We got Joe Berg. We got Luke Allen, Jordan McGraw. He's finally seeing some action. You know he wants to see some cars around him at this point. Snow, all right, take it easy. Give Bella a hug for us. Flitcroft, minus 13. Hunter Johnson, minus 5. Jordan, minus 9 laps. Tough, tough race as we are coming 15 to go. And a lot of these guys start spreading out. Making their way down pit lane. John Honeycutt, our leader, goes down pit lane. Final stop of the night. We'll see what they can do, but a lot of... Ooh, 39 almost takes out Hunter Johnson. Another thing with Talladega, you really have to time those pit entries. Have to make sure you woe it down enough so that you don't run into others. It's a lot more difficult than it looks. Strategy-wise, I'm kind of curious. Here we go. Yeah, our top drivers, Josh Taylor, Mike Papa Bear Campbell, Justin Connor, Luke, Phillip, Matthew Gale, Francis Hamilton, all down pit lane. This next group will be the ones that will become our leader unless they make their way down. But now I'm kind of wondering, were they saving fuel? I don't know that they're going to be able to save enough. It's 15 to go. I don't see it happening. But wouldn't that be a crazy, crazy story if they didn't lose the pack by, you know, mistake, that they were saving enough fuel? But I don't see it happening. We'll see. We might be surprised. Kevin Dallator getting that lap led. Hopefully, Joseph Turley going to be in second. Andrew Sanford third. Jimmy Cocker fourth. Forrest Smith fifth. These guys still in a single file line. It's hard to save enough fuel at Talladega. It is not possible to save 15 laps, but here they come down pit lane. All of these drivers, no way they make it okay. See if they do, man, if none of them get a speeding penalty and they made their way down safely, huge props. Absolutely. 20 goes past his box, is going to lose some time. It's another tough thing. You cannot lose any time on a pit lane. They will leave without you. You'll be out on track by yourself. Francis Hamilton going to be in the lead. Joseph Turley in the 93. Man, that looks so sketchy right there. Connor Cunningham in second. Philip Bridgman on that high side sitting third. Justin Anasagak fourth. Matthew Gale. Mike Papa Bear Campbell in fourth and fifth. Matthew Gale in sixth. Brendan Book, here we go. Not sure what happened with these drivers, but Brendan Book just a little bit off. 12 laps to go. Luke Allen right behind in eighth. Jose Ruiz. He's going to be a little bit off that pack too. These guys were our leaders. Something had to have happened. Different strategies. Maybe some took left tires only and just enough fuel. Let's take a look at the pit times here. Jose Ruiz had a long pit stop here, 14 seconds. Meanwhile, the rest of our drivers had a 6, 7, 8, and 9 second pit stops, telling me that they either took just enough fuel or they took left side tires with it. Jacob Palmer, 11th. Joseph Turley, 12th. Andrew Sanford, 13th. Dylan C. Robb, 15th. Matthew Opliger, he's 16th. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, 17th. Jimmy Cocker a little bit behind. Hopefully he can keep up with that draft, but it does not look like he's going to. He's 18th. Brody Falliker, 19th. These guys definitely split up. John Honeycutt, absolutely catastrophic pit stop for him. See how long it took him. He had a 48-second pit stop. He had to have sped down pit lane. Steven Maggio, same story for him. These guys, 20 and 21st. The hopes of a win down the drain for Steven and John Honeycutt. Dylan C. Robb. All right, that is Robb and Hamilton 2040. Dylan C. Robb and Francis Hamilton. The entire team is decked out in this paint scheme. Francis Hamilton is currently leading the field. Ten to go, you guys. Oh, the 67 gets pretty loose. Take a look. These guys really squeezing each other. Holding tight. I mean, we're about to get to the point where elbows are out. Aggressive driving is going to kick up. Brennan Book still staying up here, so he had a great pit stop. Francis Hamilton had a fantastic pit stop. Made his way, obviously, to the front, but I'll tell you what, this high side making me extremely nervous. Brendan Book got very, very loose with that contact. Francis Hamilton, he's got Joe Berg directly in front of him. These guys are teammates for FIWB, so he's got a teammate directly in front of him that will be able to help him out. You can see the 33 up high. It's going to be PJ O'Leary, a lap driver. Kind of curious what Joe Berg will do. You can see John Honeycutt going to be losing a lap here. So unfortunate to see. On that outside, he's got Steven Maggio directly behind him. They are now officially a lap down. Kevin Dallator, a lap down, if I'm not mistaken. They need a caution, but man, you don't want to be the one to bring it out because you will get penalized. A lot of light blue up here. You know what that signifies? Playoff drivers. Brennan Book, Francis Hamilton, Justin Anasagak, Matthew Gale, Luke Allen, Josh Taylor, all in the top 10. On board with Mike Papa Bear Campbell. Let's see what he sees. Another lap driver. Aiden Moore, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Mike taking it easy. He's not trying to get on that bumper of the 30 machine. He knows that he cannot push the pusher here. These cars, the way they change the dynamic of the cars and the drafting, you just can't take the chance. 6 laps to go. Coming to the back stretch. Francis Hamilton still leading the field. He's got a teammate a lap down at least. Directly in front of him, Jimmy Cocker, another FIWB teammate, about to get swallowed up by the front of the field here. Heartbroken for these playoff drivers. Got a little bit of damage on that hood, a lot of damage to that rear. Gonna tuck it in right in front of Brody Falliker, who's gonna have that momentum, gonna take it to the outside. Hopefully Jimmy Cocker can tuck in behind PJ O'Leary. 3 lines, here we go. John Honeycutt, he is a lap down, but he's saying, you know what? I'm taking it 3 wide. I don't care what you guys say. 5 laps to go, and you can just feel how anxious these drivers are. The aggressiveness is picking up. We have a lot of damage to these back bumpers. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at this and just take a look at some of these drivers' back bumpers. I'm nervous. I am on the edge of my seat. We're coming to the final few laps here. You know, the big one is very well capable of happening. On board with Brendan Book. You can see Francis Hamilton directly beside him. Connor Cunningham and that 300 Johnson pushing Brendan Book. Here we go, Justin on the outside. Justin is for position, 3 lines. Honeycutt says, get in front. Do what I can to push you here. This is where things are gonna get very, very shaky. 3 lines. Justin gonna tuck in. It's gonna be Honeycutt on the outside. Justin goes back out, says, maybe let's try again. Tom Flitcroft, unfortunately, has no chance of winning unless a caution comes out, and he just, we need like 100 cautions for him. It's unfortunate. 3 wide, still on the back stretch here. Want to take a look.
There's going to be a caution.
What the heck happened? All right, we have 8th, Matthew Gale involved. No. The second I take it off of him. Let's back this up. Matthew Gale absolutely crushed. Nowhere for him to go. We're going to pause that right there, trying to get on board. Let's see here. Take a couple of different views here. Just snagged. Man, just imagine you're concentrating so hard on what's going on in front of you and just out of nowhere, straight death. Looks like it's going to be the 92, maybe Dalator. Take a look at Dalator, what maybe happened with him. 92 getting pushed by that 9, just gets loose from that push and goes right into Matthew Gale. We're gonna take a look at this one last time, see what we can find out here. Back it up just a little bit. See Philip Bridgman in that 9 car, the 92 in the middle line. Man, just a small tap right there just upsets the car, and Matthew Gale gets the brunt of that. Heartbroken. Yes, not the Cookie Monster. Well, you guys, you know what this means. These guys are all gonna be stacked up again. Honeycutt, Maggio. These drivers, I guarantee, will probably stay out, try to get their lap back. They can. They will be on the lead lap and very much still a part of this race. 3 to go. A clean race. I know everyone's heartbroken about the Cookie Monster. See if we can find where he is currently. He's still hanging there. Matthew Gale sitting 5th. Trying to see if I see any damage on him. He's got to have damage on that left side. David, yes, it will be a green, white, checkered. You know what I say, though? Cautions breed cautions. Matthew Gale looks solid. I don't know how that's possible, but he looks okay. Absolutely bananas. Brendan Book leading the field. We'll see what he can do out here. I'm going to try to get him in chat. All right, Brendan, it's Eliza in the booth. How you doing out there?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I was a little nervous. I kind of figured something crazy was going to happen, and here we are. You're leading the field right now. What's your thought process on how to bring it home a winner?
Honestly, I mean, I'm kind of just hoping for a top 5 finish here. I mean, I don't got any teammates up here with me, so I'm not expecting help from anybody. But, I mean, best case, it probably, it gets landlocked and nobody, can, like, really get clear. But, obviously, I think 10th place is the first car that pitted. So they for sure got fuel for all green, white checkers. I probably have enough fuel for 2 here. So hopefully we go green, we don't have a wreck until we, get to the white flag, and we'll just see what happens.
Do you think we're going to see another caution?
Honestly, maybe there's some guys back there that are definitely hungry, for a win, for playoffs, and then guys that, just have nothing to lose. So it could go either way, I think. But it has been a really good, clean race so far.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I wish you a ton of luck, and hopefully it stays clean.
Thank you.
All right, you heard it there from Brendan Book. He is out there in the FTR chat. A lot of drivers working together from other teams trying to get all they can, bring it home in one piece, and hopefully in the top 3 to 5. A winner if you can. Tom Flitcroft backing it off, not sure what's going on with him. Heading into the third corner here. Lights are out on the pace car. That means we are going back to green. Brendan Book gonna lead the field. Absolutely insane. Let me know what you think. Chloe, Tom is a playoff driver. This race will cost him a lot of spots, I would imagine. Along with Micah, unfortunately, but definitely still playoff. They have one more race to do what they need to do. Right, here we go. The pace lights are out. Brendan Book gonna lead the field, and I thought for sure that pace car was gonna die right there. Will this be the final time we go green? See here, 71 laps at Talladega. Let's bring it home. 71 for 71 laps on the outside. Let's go. Can we have a clean green start? Already taking it 3 wide. These guys are hungry, no doubt. A lot of movement in the back of the field here. Brendan Book in the lead with Philip Bridgman pushing him. He's sitting second currently. Matthew Gale, I'm still blown away that he has no damage that he needs to fix. Great to see it there. We're coming up on 1 to go. We have who's on this outside. Let's take a look. That is going to be Forrest Smith on the outside. 71 gives a tap to the inside. That's going to be Connor Cunningham. Somehow holds on to it. Great job for Connor. Here we go, final lap. Coming up here as soon as they hit the start-finish line. Can they make it over it? Final lap at Talladega. That means no more cautions. It is on. These guys are going to go for every spot they can. You can see the drivers just weaving and bobbing. Oh, Brennan Book, he's out. Matthew Gale out. Forrest Smith takes over the lead. A huge push by Mike Papa Bear Campbell. Just absolute carnage in the field as they are going 3 and 4 wide. Will Forrest Smith get his first win? Jose Ruiz spun by Jacob Palmer. Forrest Smith is going to take it home. Getting a huge push by the 71. Forrest Smith takes over the lead. He gets the win. Matthew Opliger. We'll have to see, but it looks like Matthew Opliger takes second, Francis third, Mike Papa Bear Campbell fourth. See what happens here. Absolutely insane. Let's take a look at that finish once again here. You can see Forrest Smith making his way through. I gotta say, Mike Papa Bear Campbell gotta take second, right? All right, let's get these guys in. I'm trying to find them out in there in chat. I think they are definitely celebrating. Forrest Smith, let's try to find them. I know they're out there somewhere. Here we go. Forrest Smith gets the first win of the season here at Talladega. How about that? You can see him doing some burnouts here. Absolutely insane. Forrest, tell us that final restart there. You see the chaos going on in front of you. What were you thinking? How'd you bring it home?
Well, I saw that the outside line didn't get a good restart, and I figured if I could get in front of the 71, he's a good help and he's a teammate, so I figured I'd get in front of him. I was going to push the 67 past 5, but I guess I hooked him by accident. I'll have to look at replay. It's my fault. If I did, probably did, but path cleared and 71 stuck to my back bumper, and I'd owe him one.
Yeah, that was a crazy finish. Such a huge push from Mike back there. Were you guys trying to work together on that final restart? Did you think that he was going to try to go out and maybe take it for himself?
Oh, I wouldn't blame him if he took it for himself. But I didn't know exactly what he was going to do. I was expected that he was going to go for himself.
Well, you gained 16 spots from where you started. Coming home with the win tonight. A huge congratulations. You can see all the chaos you went through with that car. But great job tonight. You got yourself a win.
Yes, thank you.
All right, second up, we're going to have Mike Papa Bear Campbell, I do believe. Verify that with me because my overlay is saying something different. But Mike, you brought home second today, right?
That's right.
All right. You love to see it. You had some confidence. I was telling everyone that you were very confident coming into tonight's race. You love the super speedways. Take us through your race, how you got it done in second.
All I did was just be patient, and that was that was key. And then on that last restart there, I had a horrible restart. So and then when I was trying to side draft and get going, and once I got up to speed, Forrest, I mean there was no room in front of us. I think I bumped him when he came up in front of me, and then I noticed who it exactly was, and I was like, I'm pushing you the whole way. Let's go. We went.
You guys most certainly did. I saw how you were pushing him, and I'm like, I don't think he's going to go out on this one. I think he's staying right where he was. Did it come across your mind that you might go out, like you might have a chance, or you just see too much chaos and just decided this is where I'm sitting?
I was seeing too much chaos in my mirrors there, and then kind of in front of me. And then when it spread out a little bit, I did think about it for a second, but then I would have had no help on the behind me to try to get it. And I don't think I just had the speed for these guys to do it, but on my own. But it was fun.
You had a great car tonight. You gained 15 spots. Actually, more than that. The overlay is a little wrong here, but man, great race. You kept it clean, and you kept her in one piece to bring her home in second. Great race out there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, Matthew Oppliger. Bringing it home third tonight. I know we've had a couple of tough races out there. Take us through your race tonight and what it means to come in third.
Yeah, so I was just trying to play it patient the whole race, just trying to avoid all the wrecks, and I thought there would be a few more than there was tonight. I'm glad there was only, I think, 3 or 4 cautions, but one of the wrecks it didn't bring out a caution, so kind of got back just behind everybody and had to pray there was one, and thankfully there was, and stay down the restart there, and or stay out of the pits there on the restart, and then got up to third, avoiding everything.
You did a great job of avoiding everything. When you went through that, did you think that we were going to have a couple more cautions coming to the checkered here?
I was thinking we would, but thankfully we didn't, because I guess that worked out better for me. But yeah.
Well, great job. You brought it home third, and the way you've been driving and how good your car is, I really think we're going to see a win from you before the season is over. So great job out there, and I look forward to seeing you what you do in the final few races. All right, guys, that is it for us tonight. A wild race at Talladega. Next week, we are going to be at the Charlotte Roval. It's going to be a wild one. We go from super speedway to a road course. So you guys make sure to tune in. It's going to be a fun race. And it's going to be the last race in the round of 12. Then we will head into the round of 8. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. A huge congratulations to Forrest Smith on his win here at Talladega. And you guys are awesome. I appreciate you. Tune in next Monday at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time. You guys have a great night.